up, Mad Dogs? It's Madison and welcome back to my channel. Today is a little bit different of a video, and actually it's not super different from my channel. This is actually kind of a throwback video for me because I've made a couple of these videos way back when I first started going to college, which was 3 years ago. I am a senior at Colorado State University. It's funny because I am wearing a Mines, Colorado School Mines sweatshirt right now. That's because my boyfriend goes there and my mom got this for me. But I'm obsessed with my two Mines sweatshirts even though I go to Colorado State, so that'll be hilarious in the thumbnail. As you can tell by the title, I am sharing 10 things that I wish I knew before starting college, and obviously I learned these things along the way. I am now a senior. I haven't done one of these videos in quite some time. I wanted to do them annually at least, but I kind of forgot about them and started doing a ton of pink videos, and so yeah, a little bit different if you're a new subscriber, but definitely one of my OG type of videos. I love these videos, and now that I only have 2 months of college left, I feel like I've learned so much since my freshman year when I made a couple of these videos. So I'm just gonna dive right in. If you like this video, definitely like it. Subscribe to my channel if you are new and you want to see more videos from me. Leave a comment down below if you want to see a certain kind of video that I haven't made yet, or any kind of video suggestion. I'd be happy to do it. I am pulling up the list I put in the notes on my phone. Damn it, I did it on my computer. Now that I'm close to the end, I feel like I've gained a lot of new insights, so let's just jump into it. The first one, and I feel like I learned this really a lot my junior year and this year, is you are going to mess up. I was really good. Not really. I mean, I missed an exam my freshman year, and I'm trying to think of anything big. I've definitely missed like little assignments here and there, but I don't think I've missed anything like super big in a while, which is nice. But like in this one class I was taking online this semester, I forgot 2 assignments. It just went over my head and I forgot to do them, and they were, I think, like 5 points apiece. But it's a 1 credit class and it's only half of the semester long because it's a 1 credit, and it was from January to like literally halfway through March or something, and so missing 2 little assignments can drop my grade by a whole letter. So instead of having an A in the class, I would have a B. So even those 2 little things made a huge impact, and that's something that you should look at when you start in a class. If there's like 6 assignments the whole semester, you really don't have room to screw up, whereas if you have like 1,000 points in the whole class and you have a bunch of little things, it's not going to be a big deal. If you think you're on top of it, you're gonna forget things. You're going to, especially if you're blowing them off and not doing it ahead of time, and some things are gonna get lost in the shuffle, especially if you're taking a full course load. Things are gonna get lost in the shuffle. You're gonna forget a part of an assignment even if it's not the whole thing, certain things like that. So you're gonna mess up, and you need to not panic if possible. The best thing you can do, and my high school was really strict. Like, you could not turn anything in late. It would be a 0 no matter what. No half credit, anything, because they wanted to prepare us for college. And I found that even if you turn stuff in late, sometimes professors will just knock off a few points. Or if you email them and just be honest, even if you don't have to make up an excuse, which if you have an excuse, go ahead and tell them. If you don't, maybe don't make it up, because I feel like that would cause bad karma. But I mean, literally, I forgot those 2 little assignments in my online class this semester, and I emailed her. I just told her, I don't know what happened. I just got mixed up with dates or whatever, which was true. Like, I just got my dates mixed up. It kind of just went over my head, and I was like, I'm gonna submit anyways because I just want to not have holes there. And I wanted my teacher to know that, like, I truly just wasn't trying to be like, forget it, like just blowing off the class. I truly forgot. So even if she wasn't gonna give me points for it, I still submitted it, and she seriously gave me all my points. So that was super nice. I didn't even get docked off for lateness. It depends on who your professor is. Sometimes you'll only get a few points docked off, or like whatever. And even like on certain assignments, they'll be like, oh, every day it's late, it's like 10% off. But it's like, okay, if you turn it in a day late, that's better than nothing. And so just, yeah, know your professors, know what you're getting yourself into. I customized this planner with my personal planner, and they sent it to me so I could share it in a video. This is not sponsored, but I thought their planner was really cute. I got to do all the designs on them, and I've never really been much of a planner person in college. We used to have to use one in my middle school, but it's really cute. There's like little, you can choose if you want like little notes at the bottom here. You could choose if you want like a full-size baby calendar right there, stuff like that. There's like so many things you can personalize with it. If you want a note section at the end like I did, or if you want like a contact list, like there's so many things. I'm gonna link them down below. I really like this website. The planner's super cute. I got to design it. I just put Madison 2019, and I just did it for 2019 because I did this like a month or so ago. So if you guys want to make your own planner, I'll link it down below. I think I have a coupon code. If I have that, I'll link it down below. I don't remember what they said in the email because I think they offered like a coupon code or something for y'all. If you want to do it, like I said, it's not sponsored, but they sent it to me and I wanted to show it to you because I was talking about being on time with your assignments, getting stuff done. Do your best to keep up with yourself after that if you can't really do anything to redeem yourself, but if you can, turn stuff in late, make an effort, talk to your professors. That's all I gotta say about that because it's actually worked out in my paper more than I thought it would, more than what my high school made it seem like. Number 2, I have think ahead. That's all I wrote for that. Basically, if you know within your first couple years of college what you want to do as a career or going forward or whatever, like if you already have your major down, and your minor down and you just have a pretty good idea, definitely start applying for internships, definitely start doing, you know, positions or jobs that are going to be good experiences to have on a resume when it's time for you to graduate. And then the same thing goes with start looking at jobs early, kind of get a feel of what kind of jobs you want, where you want to work and things like that, so you can start networking and building your LinkedIn and making your resume really good. I was glad that I started working on my resume early. At the end of my junior year, I had a really nice template that I got on Etsy. I highly recommend getting a nice, modern, clean template. I used a template on Microsoft Word and my resume was not cute, so I got one on Etsy for like $5 and it was a resume template, a cover letter template, a reference sheet template. So that was really nice, and I think there was something else on there, and all I had to do is just fill it in on Microsoft, which was really cool. You just put the template in there and yeah, somebody designed it on Etsy and sold it for $5 and it was super easy. I bought it online, downloaded it. So getting that ready, getting your LinkedIn ready and built up, and you know, having positions, internships, things like that that are going to apply to what you want to do post-graduation. It's hard if you don't know what you want to do, but you can still take necessary steps to just better, you know, your experience level and to get your LinkedIn and resume ready, and kind of just like draft out a cover letter. So when it's time to start applying for jobs, you are not scrambling at the last minute, because it's hard, you know, being in your last semester of school and you're trying to obviously keep up with your courses, apply for jobs, do things like that. The same advice would be for if you're applying for courses for your junior and senior year. Obviously there's required courses that you have to take, but then there's certain electives or certain extra courses that you need to take, and you can choose from a few of them. If you know what you want to do, then you can kind of refine your search and your selection through what's going to be the most applicable to the job that you want after you graduate. So that's also something I recommend. Sometimes you take courses like I did this semester that fit well into your schedule, even if they're not super what you want to take. I had a few options for a capstone and I took one that fit well in my schedule, and it seemed fine based off the description, but it is like low-key a nightmare. So I 10 out of 10 recommend. It just doesn't fit exactly what I want to do. Also, I think it's good stuff to learn and I'm making it through it, but it is a nightmare. So love that for me. And then the next thing I put get involved, that kind of just goes off of what I was just talking about. Even if it's not applicable to what you want to do post-graduation or the job you want or your major or anything, you should get involved if it's just something you're genuinely interested in. One of my really good friends and some friends that I met through her are all in the fashion program, and so they throw the whole fashion show and they're part of putting it on, and they're directors and things like that. And me and Michaela decided we wanted to participate for one in the fall and one in the spring, and we modeled in the fall and we're going to model next month when the fashion show happens, and I'm really excited about that. Obviously it doesn't have anything to do with what I want to do post-graduation, but I get to spend more time with a lot of people that I really enjoy being around. I think it's super fun. I went to the fashion show last year and just watched it, and I thought it was so cool. So the fact that I get to do that this year is super exciting. And that's just one example, but like being a campus rep was such a great experience. I've talked about that so much on my channel. You can go back and look through some of my old videos if that's something you're interested in, because that's a program that's at many universities. So I really liked that, and I was in a sorority for the majority of my college career, and I'm going to touch on that later. I'm not doing that anymore, but when I was in it, I really, really liked it. And I mean, there's a ton of stuff. Like at CSU, I think there's like 1,000 clubs. That might be made up, but there's a lot of stuff. I know there's things that like Brandon and Lizzie and Michaela have all been involved in, different from what I've done, that they've really enjoyed. And there's a ton of stuff that you can do in college, and I think whether it's going to be applicable to your career or not, if it's something that interests you, you should totally do it. And then the next thing I have on my list, which is number 4, is choose yourself. And I think this it translates very obviously what it means. I think sometimes you forget about that when you are trying to do 100 things at once. I think if you feel like you need to commit to something else, or you think you need to participate in something else, that even if it's just like a one-time thing, like going out to the bars with your friends, or just doing something extra that, you know, you just kind of don't want to do, but you want to make them happy, or you just think you should, you feel obligated to, even though, you know, it's not necessary, try to do your best to, you know, take care of yourself and not put too much on yourself when you are stressed out, you've got a lot of other things going on, or whatever, because that is something that it took me a very long time to learn. I always wanted to say yes to certain things, like when it came to my friends, and I finally decided to just, if I didn't feel like doing it, just not doing it. I mean, there's some situations where if you need to get out of the house, or, you know, you're moping around about something, sometimes it is a good distraction, but other times if you have like 100 other things to do, or you just need to get a good night's sleep, or you're behind on something, or there's just like you'd rather be with your family, or you'd rather do something low-key, then just do it. Honestly, at the end of all of this, I rarely regret saying no when I need time for myself, or I need time to do something else. I feel a lot better, even though it's hard. Sometimes you have FOMO, but that's sometimes what you gotta do. I think, you know, for a while there, me and my friends would go out like all the weekend nights, and then I'd go to work the full day of the weekend, and then just like turn around and like just Sunday night just scramble and do all this homework, and, you know, work during the week, go to class again, and just literally never have a break. And that was too much for me. Like, at the time it was super fun. Like, I'm not trying to say that I was miserable throughout it, but, you know, now that I haven't gone out in like so long. I'm pretty sure I haven't gone out since my birthday or something like that. So, or New Year's, yeah. So, or no, okay, so whatever though. I like have gone out like 3 times in the last like 6 months. So I think just do what you want to do. Some of that stuff does get old. Some of that stuff, you know, it's fun for like certain occasions. I think after you're 21 and you get it all out of your system, it ends up being fun when it's like for your friends' birthdays or your birthday or certain things like that. And the same thing goes, I was talking about how I was in a sorority for most of my college career, and this year I was not. That had a lot to do with a lot of things going on in my life that I just could not handle another thing, and it sucks. And like, as much as it sucked not doing it, and just like a lot of personal things I had to take care of in my life, I'm glad I just took the leap and just decided to hone in and focus on things that I needed to focus on, and just take myself out of that situation. Not that it was a bad situation, but I think I feel so much better not being stressed out trying to do everything. And it obviously has its like cons. Like, it has pros and it has cons, but like ultimately, like, I needed to come home and deal with all the stuff that I had going on, and I think that was really good, and I'm really happy I made that decision, even though it does suck in some ways still. And I think that is like the biggest thing whenever you need to make a big decision like that. You know, weigh out the pros and cons, and whatever is going to help you the most in the end, you know, I think that's what you need to pick if it's going to help you, you know, do better. Like, I'm doing so much better in many other facets of my life, like school, and I have much more time for other things, and just taking, you know, getting myself to be less stressed out and just take care of myself. I think that ended up being essential, unfortunately. So, and that's the tea with that. I guess this third one is kind of similar. I put, you don't have to do everything, and you don't have to do everything. Like I said, don't feel obligated to go out every time your friends want to, or I mean, do anything that like just extra that you don't need to do. Just try to, I just think like college is such a stressful time, especially if you work while you're in school and you have, you know, relationships that you're trying to maintain, whether it's friends or you're dating somebody or whatever, and like keeping your grades up and still going to all your other extracurricular things. It is a lot. So I mean, if you can say no to some things, I think it's good. And yeah, you don't have to do everything. And then the next thing is find buddies, and what I mean by that is find friends that aren't in your major, find friends that are in your major, find people who are in your classes. I think that's super important, because if you ever have questions or you need to talk to somebody in your class about certain assignments or whatever, or need somebody to help you study, it is so good to have school friends. And then, you know, it's good to have friends that aren't in your major too, because I think just always talking about stuff going on in your, you know, education program and your classes and stuff like that, I think it's nice to, you know, hear about other people's stuff that they're going on, that they have going on, and because it's obviously you guys aren't in the same classes, so sometimes it's nice whenever you want to vent about your professor, other people are just, you know, going through the same stuff even if it's not in the same classes. And I think it's good to get out of just talking about situations. I don't know, like me and Michaela have almost all of our classes together, and we have a couple teachers that are just the worst. And I think sometimes it's fun to like have somebody who understands perfectly to vent about it, and then it's nice to step away and, I don't know, just have friends at school that are doing different things, so then it's not always about that, if that makes sense. So I think having that is nice, and just having friends in different parts of school, like different organizations and different courses and things like that, is awesome. Obviously, like with elective classes, there's people from other majors in those, and I think it's nice. And then you'll have like a group of people that you always see out, or you go out with all the time, even if you literally don't see them at school ever and things like that. So, or, you know, like I've work friends, it's nice to have different buddies throughout all of your involvement in school. So yeah, that one's pretty easy. And then the next one, which I think is number 7, be financially smart when you can. What I mean by that is just make really good investments in things that you need. Like obviously your education is an investment, but you know, my second year of school, I bought my MacBook, and that was a really good investment. I owned my car, and that was a really good investment, because I did not want to make payments while I was in college, and I probably won't even get a new car for a while, just because mine's like working and it's good and whatever, just because making monthly payments is not something I'm interested right now. I'd rather just save that money, because my car is like perfectly fine, low mileage, like I got a good deal on it. And I don't know, just like bigger things I think is a good thing to make investments in, that you need obviously, and not just like a bunch of like, I don't know, like I ended up being a lot better. I buy a lot of clothes from Pink, obviously, as you can tell from my channel. I'm so bad about that. Luckily, it's really inexpensive for me being an employee there, so that's definitely a plus. But I mean, I don't really, like, I'll go on websites when I think I want new stuff, and I don't know why, but like nothing, unless it's like really, really, really cute and like on a good deal, or just like the price point is appropriate for the item, then I'll buy it. Like honestly, it's not super often. Like I will look, like I will try to get things. I used to just like buy anything that I thought was like kind of cute, you know, and now I'm just a lot better with money somehow, some way, in some areas. Obviously, I spend way too much money on Starbucks, and I'm recognizing that, and I spend way too much money on going out and getting food with my friends. I think it's good to do that as a treat for yourself, like once or twice a week or whatever. I mean, whatever's manageable for you, but I mean, there was one point when our Keurig broke, and me and my roommates went every single day for a week, and I think it ended up like adding up to like $30 at the end of the week. And when I just, obviously I did a video where I did trying a Starbucks that the barista picked for me for an entire week, but that was for a video. That was fun. That's different than just doing it because I could, or because I was being lazy, or because I was just, because I don't think that's good for you anyways, to be getting coffees all the time every single day. Like obviously if you can make it and bring it with you from home, that's a plus. Or I don't know, I like buy those cold brews from King Soopers, and a lot of the time they're 2 for $4, and they're Starbucks ones, and they're super, super good. I actually really like those, and it saves me time, you know, instead of buying a drink. And then, I don't know, I still go. Like obviously I'm not gonna pretend like I don't, I do. So my camera did the cute little thing. Actually, I think it was my memory card to not record the last couple minutes of my video. So, God, I'm trying to hold my Hydro Flask. Love that. I found that out while editing. I thought it actually recorded the whole thing, and it did not. So, sorry about that.
But basically I was just talking about trying to be financially responsible. I bring my lunch to school and my coffees to school to try to fix that problem area. The only thing that I try to remedy that issue of being financially irresponsible when buying coffees and food all the time, but that's pretty much the only area that I struggle in. Obviously it's going to be different for everyone, and that's what I was kind of getting at. Just try to be financially responsible so you're not stressed out on top of all the other things you have to do in college. But yeah, that is it, Mad Dogs. I hope you liked this video. I think I actually only shared 8 things. I might title the video 10 still. I don't know. I love you. If you made it to the end, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I love you for watching. So I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.